What's up, fam? Dr. Dread here, checking in. I didn't make a video yesterday. I made some videos, but I didn't edit them and I didn't upload them. I've been working on my schedule, which I figured I'd give you a little glimpse of my life with that. So, 2 days ago, I sent out messages, over 200 messages, via text and Facebook Messenger to reach out to the regulars on the tour route. I gave them a couple days to get back to me, to let me know who's ready, who's not, and then from there, I take the master list and I'll take my book and I'll route who's where logistically, and match that up with a time. This normally takes me weeks. It's gotten a little bit better over the years, but it's also gotten a lot busier over the years. I started with just flying back and forth to Florida to take care of people. I started my dreadlock journey in Central Florida and started taking care of people there. 2 years into my journey, I moved to Colorado. And from there, I would fly back and forth to take care of my clientele there. Until 3 years ago, my daughter was going to be graduating in North Carolina, and I decided to take it on the road. I wanted to have my truck with me. I didn't want to fly to North Carolina, go to graduation, have the ceremonies and such, and not have my vehicle for the after festivities and such. So I reached out to Facebook, advertised, see who wanted to have their hair done. In the meantime, getting from Colorado to North Carolina and then to Florida where my clientele was. That first tour was, I'm going to say, 4 to 5 weeks long. We're now up to 7-week tours. And most of the time, I wake up in the morning, I take a client, I drive to the next client, I take a client for the afternoon, I drive to the next client, and I go to sleep somewhere, generally truck stops. Wake up the next morning, start the next client. So usually it's 2 clients a day until I get to Florida where it can be up to 4 clients a day. The last tour, I had almost 70 people in 6 weeks and change, I think. I don't really remember. I'd have to go back and look. I think it was more than 70 though. But so I'll take all these. I take this message and I send it out to everybody, and I let everybody know dates tentatively, and find out who's ready. So I get messages back from all sorts of people saying, I'm ready, here's what we're doing different, or here's what I need extra time allotted for, and then I'll build the schedule from there. Now in that, I will have all these mini conversations with so many different people, new people, old people, people who are just trying to figure out what it is that they're trying to do. So a lot of these conversations don't pan out. I have lots of educating conversations with people that will last for over a year before they finally decide to take the plunge, which is fine. I would rather people be fully informed and educated than jump into something that they're not ready for. So, like I said, 2 days ago, I took the master text message. I sent it out to everybody. I've gotten lots of responses back. I'm still getting responses back this morning. I will still be getting responses back 3 weeks from now, when I'm getting ready to leave for tour. And unfortunately, those folks will not make it on the schedule because there won't be any room left. So from that initial, I have to sneeze. I can feel it coming. From that initial message that I get back and all of the yeses that I get, excuse me, all the yeses that I get back from those folks, I will then break it down by week, what states I'm going to be in for that week. And I will take those people and route them out logistically for that week. I'll go back and forth with each of those people on their schedule, my schedule, availability, what needs to be done, how long it's going to take. And I get everything pretty well routed out. And then I go back and reconfirm dates with everybody once I have everybody ironed out in my book. This is a huge undertaking. I have not found an app that will do this for me. I don't really see it as a task that I can hire somebody else to do. Nobody else really understands what needs to be done with these people. I know a lot of these people have been taking care of their hair for some time, and until you get in the vehicle and go on the tour, you really don't understand what doing hair for 5 hours and then driving for 6 hours and then doing hair for another 3 hours actually entails in a one-day span. So I've gotten all my yeses back, and for each week I take and I break down in my book who's ready, what day I think that they can fit in on, and then I will do that for each week moving forward. I'm on this week now. These people are ready. I will put them in these spots. This is the next set of states heading into Florida. These are the spots that are open, and Florida, my Florida people are starting here. All of these dates will be filled in. That's my birthday. All of these dates will be filled in with the exception of 1 or 2 in the 7 weeks, days off. Those days usually wind up getting filled too with somebody extra who wants to get their hair done. I'm a glutton for punishment. So moving on, I'll head into the next states. That's the rest of Florida through the 10th. I'll move into the next states, fill these dates in as well, and I'll show you some progression pictures as this is going. Looking back, this is how busy it be. That's January, first part of the tour. That's the solidified route. Every time somebody either pays a deposit or I've already been to their house, they get on the main page. This is the schedule. The pages in between are the tentative schedule. That's February. Doesn't stop. March, I was home. This is Colorado. I still have clients and appointments all the time in Colorado. April, the next tour. It doesn't stop. It's insane. May, the second half of that tour. That's one tour for me. That's all the people that I take care of. God, I love them. June. This month, I'm home. I have a couple appointments, not a lot. And I'm thankful because I'm trying to write a book, and I'm trying to launch a YouTube channel, and I'm trying to make my schedule, and I'm trying to woosah as well. So I just wanted to give you a little peek of what it is that I do concerning my schedule. I'll post another video after this one once I get my main page filled up, and you can see what July will look like. July and August. I will be on tour from July 1st until August 20th is when I'll get home. 4, 5, 6, 7. Am I counting right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 weeks. So, follow along in the journey. See how I do this. I don't think anybody else does this on the scale that I do. I know that nobody else does this with the integrity that I do. I'm so glad to have you here along with the journey. It's not easy to do all by myself. It's nice to have a community that appreciates me and is interested in what I do. So let's take a minute and talk about scheduling. I have over 300 clients to reach out to on my list. I generally will see 60 to 75 clients per tour. Most clients only get their hair done once or twice a year. I do have some that get their hair done every 3 to 4 months. So when it's time to do my schedule, I will create one message saying it's time and here's when I'm coming, to what states, who's ready. I give everybody a couple days to a week to get back to me, and those who are ready, they go on the list for ready. I then take the ready list and I will put everybody in order according to location. So everybody is saved in my maps, and I will GPS from one person's house to the next person's house to the next person's house to see where on the route they fall and how long it takes to get to each individual place. So I've just got the first couple rounds done. So I take those yeses, I start my little master list based on state, and then I go in to my Google Maps and I route everybody out according to their city. I'll show you a screenshot of that right here. And then I take, based on where they are on the route, and everybody gets put in order. Everybody gets put in order. So currently, I have been from Colorado, Kansas, Missouri, Indiana, Wisconsin, Ohio, Virginia, West Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia. Now I'm getting ready to head into Florida. After that, I'll do the I-10 corridor going west. So that'll be for me through Mississippi, and then I'll head into Texas, and then Oklahoma. That's the second part. Just checking in. From there, I will discern which clients need what done. Some need more than maintenance, some want extensions changed out, some could be double the time that we normally meet. Some people are coming to the end of their corrective issues and are getting into the stages where they're only taking an hour and a half to 2 hours for maintenance. So I have to look at each person, see how long it takes to do their hair for this particular session, and then how long it'll take to get to the next person, and how long it'll take to do their hair, to see if I can get everybody done in one 24-hour period, and drive, and sleep, and shower, and eat, and take care of Jolie while on the road. So here comes another snippet video of me putting together my schedule from my actual book, showing how 1 month, 1.5 month tour looks, and the primary stages in building that schedule. Okay, so after much trial and error, I've taken each week, figured out who's where, how long it takes to get from one person to the next. I've allocated each person a day and a time slot. And then from there, I have taken each of those people and put them on the master schedule for a morning and evening time slot. So on the first, I'll start at Ferns, and I'll drive 3 hours to get to Mariah, and then after Mariah, it'll be 2.5 hours to get to Susan the next day. So I'll sleep somewhere in here, I'll get up in the morning, and I'll drive to Susan. And that'll continue like that through all of tour. So as you can see, I do not have a day off until the 14th. I'll be at my best friend's house the 14th and the 15th, but one of these, 1, 2, 3, and her husband, 4 people will have to come to one of these days. Maybe 2 of those people. And then I won't have another day off until I get to the Keys. I have 5 days there, but there are 6 people to be scheduled here. And this is a birthday party, so we're going to try and get those 6 people done right there. I just haven't heard from them yet. Then I will head back up to northern Florida, where I'll hit people in Tampa and Palmetto, and then this is my birthday. So I'm going to take it off. And I'm going to take this day off for a recovery day. So 1, 2, 3, 4 days off. Probably 5, 6. That's a lot of days off for tour. It's only because it's my birthday. And then I will start the Citrus County folks. All of the people in Citrus County will go into these days until I leave Citrus County and I start heading North Florida. Then I'll hit Georgia because I wasn't able to get them on the way through. Alabama, Mississippi, into Texas and Oklahoma. And I will be home just on time for people to fly in to Colorado and to RV in to Colorado to get their hair done and to come visit and for my old man's birthday. And I'm already looking forward to September. I have a huge concert with the Bestie scheduled September, and we will be hoteling it out in Kentucky, which will be the beginning of the next tour. I'm not going to be able to stay home this long. I will be home from probably August 20th until I will have to start that next tour by September 8th. I'm only going to be home for like 2 weeks. Poor Nick. And then I'll be back on the road for 5, 6, 7... probably till the end of October. A day in the life of scheduling. So now I'm working on the westward swing. I'll go from Citrus Springs Florida. And then I need to go to Mississippi. And then I need to go to Corpus Christi. And then I need to go to Benbrook. And then I need to go to Quinlan. And Aubrey. Alright, so far it's... oh, you bet you can't see that. Maybe, probably not. I'll put a screenshot up. It's mapped me out through Texas. So now I need to go into Oklahoma to Norman and Beggs before I finally get to go home and then back to Colorado Springs. And right now, I'm not adding any dates. I'm only logistically mapping out who is where. Some places I have where people have to have me there. So I'm going to do my best to get to those spots in those particular days or times. But, you can't see. I'll add a screenshot. It's going to bring me from Florida all the way west to Texas, up into Oklahoma, and into Colorado. So, now I have mapped out everywhere I'm going to go. So, I have my people listed from Colorado going all the way east, all the way into the Carolinas, by way of Wisconsin, Michigan, Virginia's, Kentucky, Tennessee. And then this brings me all the way into South Carolina and through South Carolina. And then I've started, not necessarily another month, just my outer margin for my next second half of the list. This brings me into Georgia, down into Florida, into the Keys. It brings me back up to home base in Citrus in Florida. So then from there, I now know from the list that I just created the people who need to go on here next. So the people in Poplarville and Melissa, Corpus Christi, Benbrook, and then Corpus Christi is Miss Kim, and Benbrook we have Steven, and then we have Quinlan is Carrie, and then we have Chris, and then we have Miss Cassie and Miss Autumn and Miss Natalie in Beggs. Looks like the last stop before I go home. So, my outer, I filled up with everybody in their location, their geographic space, and how the map routes out. I'm going to do some screenshots for you of these different routes and show you exactly what it is that I do. And then I'm also going to do another video. I've turned my location services on. So since the beginning of this year, I have been logging everywhere I have gone. Every single place I've gone. So I'm going to do another video once I edit out some addresses, because I don't want to be giving away people's personal information. I'm going to do another video that shows where all I go in between these screenshots you're about to see for these just basic stops. Because once I get to these places, you know, I go to the grocery store. Once I get to Citrus, I'm all over the place. I'm in all sorts of people's houses. People come to me. So it's pretty interesting to see on a continual map changing basis what all I do, where all I go. Sometimes I surprise myself. So the next step is to take my columns, and I'm going to go back to, so that's my month in a glance. I'm going to go back to my weeks in a glance, and I'm going to start allocating people based on where they are and how far it takes to get to the next person. Of course, factoring in time to sleep. That's usually what I factor in. I don't really schedule myself places to stop or see. While I'm going along the way, I will search along the route for tourist attractions, tourist stops, places like that. And I do find some interesting stuff. I'll do another video, like Casey, Illinois, the town full of really big things, like world record breaking things. I'll do another video on that. Put that on my to-do list. So for July, I'm going to go now and take all of these people in this order, and I'm going to put them on my week in a glance, and from each one, I'm going to take the person, how long it takes to get to the next place, how long it takes to get to the next place, how long it takes to get to the next place. And now I will go down and do that with every single person, so I know how long it takes to get to the next place. Then I will try to put people where they wanted to do. One person is looking to have their hair done on a specific date. I believe it's the 9th of July. So I need to find a way to get that person scheduled that day, if at all possible. And then if not, I have to go back, communicate. But this is where it gets a little tricky with everybody's schedules, because I try to come when people aren't at work. You know, I try to work outside of everybody's personal life. So it's a process. Thanks for sticking with me through it. Interesting, huh? So now I'll show you screenshots of those individual weeks. I know, right? So now I'm going to show you a video of, I think it was January through mid-April of 2025. Everywhere I went on a daily basis, I did this by turning on my location services through Google Maps, and then from there I'm able to see everywhere that I went every day. So here is a screenshot of a month and a half. Everywhere I went on the road, every time the screen changes is the next day. I toured from Colorado, east, south. I got to Florida, flew home for Valentine's Day, got sick and didn't leave my house for days. Flew back to Florida, finished the tour, went back to Colorado. You'll see me back in Colorado for a couple weeks till I get back on the road and I start the next tour. So this is about a quarter of the year, and it is 1.5 tours, I believe, just to give an idea of how far I go and where I go. right. I'm a busy girl. So, the next part of the schedule, I will go through, reconfirm scheduled dates with everybody. I will collect deposits from individuals I've not met with yet, and I will confirm dates and times a third time just to be sure that everybody's good to go, nobody has any questions, and everybody is communicated to make sure they know when I'm coming and what to do before I get there and what to expect once I get there. So, the schedule is quite the daunting task, but it's such an essential part of what I do. And it's very important for me to focus a lot of time and energies on that schedule. It's a lot to orchestrate, and it's a lot of conversations back and forth. I can have hundreds of conversations going on at any given time. So this is not something that I take lightly in my daily work. Though when it is time to do the schedule, I have to hunker down, and I will generally close a lot of people out, not answer personal messages. I will focus hardcore on that schedule. Used to take me over a month to do it. Now I'm down to about a week and a half, 2 weeks by the time I get responses back from individuals. There are instances where I'll be on tour and people will still be messaging to book. I'll squeeze them in where I can, and I will definitely extend myself to no end. But once the schedule is closed, generally, I'm not gonna wind up booking any more people unless there's space available, and usually there's not. So thanks for taking a glimpse into my world. I appreciate you following. Like, comment, subscribe, share, learn. That's the point. Learn. Make it a great day.